I have a fun project for us today. I went back to my sewing roots a little bit and discovered something I can do with burlap that I didn't realize before, and we are going to try it together today. I'm going to be using this little chevron burlap I got from Walmart, and it is made by, who's it made by? I don't know, but I got it at Walmart at the Christmas sale. You probably saw it in my Christmas haul. Now, I know I said sewing roots. We're not going to be sewing. I'm not going to do that to you. Not now. If you're interested in sewing, we might do that some other time. See how this is serged along the end? We're going to cut that away. And I'm just going to use my Tim Holtz scissors. I don't need a fancy edge or anything. We're not going to pinking shear it because we actually want to have that raw edge. Now we released all of this weave here. And what we want to do is find a piece of burlap kind of in the middle. Okay. Pull it and push back on that ribbon, and look what we start to create. Ruffles. How cool is that? And that burlap string is pretty strong, but be careful. If you've ever sewn before, you know that you can get halfway through a ruffle and just completely pop it. So you want to be careful and just kind of work the burlap back. So what I've done is I've cut a strip away from the roll. The length of the strip you cut is totally up to you. I'm not really concerned about that at this point so much as getting the ruffle. So I've ruffled one end. Now I'm going to go to the other end. Now I'm kind of pushing the ruffles together to each other. Okay, so see how I've created this ruffle? And we're going to use this on our wreath form, and we're going to make a little ruffled burlap heart wreath. Super easy. But I'm probably going to need about 2 more links this long, so I'm going to make those real quick. So this strip I'm working with here is 3.5 feet, and what I'm going to do, this is the end of the roll. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to find myself, I'll show you something I found that's really better. If you'll come down here and kind of grab some of these and kind of loosen them up, like maybe pull out one piece that goes sideways, you can really grab the middle one's much easier that way. Then pick one of those and get it started. You can see I'm just kind of pushing on that string and ruffling this ribbon. The best thing to do is kind of move your hand up on the string, come down here to the end and pull back. And that works your ruffle into place. Once I get this about halfway ruffled, I'll turn it around and do the other side. Now the tightness of the ruffle is going to be up to you. It's going on a wreath, so it's going to be pretty fluffy, so you won't have to go super, super tight. Okay, let's go to the other end. Same thing again, grab one. Here's one that's sticking up. Okay, so I got it started, and now I'm going to ruffle. And let me show you. So you end up with this, a good ruffled piece of burlap. Now the wreath form I'm using is a piece of cardboard that's really thick that I just cut by hand. And you can see it used to be a palette for when I was doing mixed media. What I'm going to do is take it and put a coat of paint on it. You pick the color. I'm going to do a coat in black. That way if it shows, it won't be a big deal. I'm just going to go ahead and coat that in paint. No big deal. I'm going to do that off camera and we'll get right back together. So I didn't think about the fact that once I painted this black, it'd be on this black table. However, can you see it? I think you can. This is where we're going to have fun with our burlap. Now, this may still be a tiny bit wet, but I'm not going to stress over it. Okay, you're going to take your burlap that you've ruffled, and you're going to start at the bottom point. Okay, so this piece has curled up under for me really nicely, and that's what I want. I want the edge to be curled underneath. Okay, so I'm going to put some glue onto my wreath form, which is just a piece of cardboard. Remember that we did ourselves. Just cut that guy out. And we're going to use the seam or the ruffled area as our center, and just place that centered of that wreath form. Remember, this is burlap, so it is a textured material, which means your hot glue will come through it, so please be careful, okay? So once I get that down, I'm going to turn this whole piece so that I'm working underneath, okay? And I'm working toward me. So now this piece of string is one that I used to gather with. And I can go ahead and cut that away because I'm through with it and I have secured it down with that first gluing. Okay, now I'm going to reach under here and lay another strip of glue down. And using that pull of the ruffle, the center of the ruffle, I'm going to lay it down on top of that hot glue. Super easy. Move it again. Let that adhere a little bit. Come back and do some more. Just take that middle and put it in the middle of your form. Now the only thing I really want to be sure of is at the end, I want to make sure my raw edge is tucked under, and then I'm going to secure it in place. Here again is that piece we don't need anymore of string. I'm going to cut it away. And if you remember, that piece is from where we ruffled both ends. So this is already tucked under. I'm just going to secure it down with some glue. So we're already getting a cute look. See that? That's cute. Now, I'm going to come around to this side and do the same thing. I'm going to take the edge where I pulled it, make sure it is tucked under, like so. Okay. I'm going to add hot glue to this spot. Place that there and hold it to let it secure. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing. This time I'm just going to try to do it this way. I'm going to cut this string away that's underneath. Add hot glue right down the center of our form for the most part. It can get off center a little bit. Then place the ruffled burlap on our hot glue. Making sure not to press out the ruffle. You want to make sure you keep your ruffle in place. I have my hot glue set to low so I can feel the glue catching, but it's not burning me. Okay. Now on this one, I feel like my ruffle may have come loose a little bit. I'm going to tighten it again before I adhere it down. I'm going to cut away this extra string I don't need. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck that under, so when I glue it in place, it'll be all tucked. Alright, and now we're going to do the top. And you want to make sure this first piece is tucked under again like we did before. I'm going to go ahead and cut my string where I pulled. Doing the strings now just keeps you from having to go back and do them later. That's all that really does. I'm going to go to where I left off. Add a good bit of glue. Making sure that's tucked under. I'm going to line it up where I left off and press that into place. Hold it for a minute. Just to make sure it locks in place. And now we're going to start working the turn. Same thing we've been doing. You just want to make sure that you keep the shape of your heart by making sure you put your ruffle on the center of your form. Now, as you can see, I don't have quite enough to make the whole turn and come back. Not a big deal. I'm going to take this piece and turn it and tuck it, and then I'm just going to get one more piece and connect them. Cut this string away. Tuck this under. Make the turn and glue. Okay, so let's do this last little part, doing the same thing. We're going to put some glue in place. We're going to tuck our end under so that we know we have a good starting point. Line that up, hold it for a second. The cool thing about ruffles is that they're super forgiving, so you really can hide those connection points very easily. The other good thing about using burlap is it's very textured, so the hot glue grabs very easily. Let's tuck under again. Now this is our burlap wreath. Isn't that cute? Now I'm not through. I'm going to do some decorating to it, so I'm going to get some things out to do that, and we'll do that together as well. Now to finish this guy off, I'm going super simple with just a bow, and this is the bow I've made for the bottom. As you can see, it's just kind of a big loopy bow, and I'm just going to hot glue that in place here. And I know you see I used a big green chenille stem. I'm not too worried about that because I'm going to cover that in just a second. Get that to where you can see it. And I even used the same burlap. I just think it's really cute like that. And then this is a little piece I made for the center, just using some regular burlap that I went through a punch with. And then this is some silver duct tape that's run through an embossing machine. And then I made these little hearts to dangle. So that is just going to go right here. Just because I thought a little dangle would be cute on it. Press that down and let it get in place good. And that is it. That is our wreath. I'm going to show you in pictures hanging. It'll be a lot easier to see, but for now you can see what it looks like. and I will show you pictures next. Hey, thanks guys for joining me. I'll see you Monday for another Monday with May May. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.